Every year since Hisham Ortani enrolled at Brown University, he's spent Thanksgiving at his grandmother's house in Burlington, Vermont, just a few hours away. His uncle lives next door, and it's a place that Hisham, who you see here with his parents, has visited since he was a little boy. This year, the 20-year-old was joined by two lifelong friends. One of them is Kenan Abdel Hamid, who's a student at Haverford College in Pennsylvania. You see him there. He runs track. Here he is on the right with Hisham when the two boys were at a Model United Nations event at their American Friends School, Quaker School in Ramallah in the West Bank. The other friend is Tassin Ali Ahmed, a student at Trinity College in Connecticut, all three of Palestinian descent. On Saturday, they went bowling for a birthday party for Hisham's twin cousins, who turned 8. Afterwards, they went for a walk around the neighborhood, just a quintessentially American scene in the best sense. These young men with astoundingly bright futures and global roots, spending a Thanksgiving holiday break in New England away from their demanding schoolwork, laughing with friends and family. And then it turned into a quintessentially American scene in the worst sense. They had gone just a few blocks when a white man in a hoodie approached them. They moved to get out of his way, but the man pulled a pistol and started firing without saying a word. Kenan was shot in the glute area and was released from the hospital today. Tassin was shot in the chest. Hisham was shot through his clavicle, and the bullet lodged in his spine. According to his mother, he may not be able to walk again and has a long recovery. Now, we don't know much about the intent of the shooter. We do know that at the time when the three friends were shot, the two were wearing traditional Palestinian scars, keffiyehs, and they were speaking a combination of Arabic and English. A suspect, a 40-year-old white male, has been arrested and charged with 3 counts of attempted murder, and local police and the FBI are investigating the possibility it was a hate crime. Rich Price is Hisham Ortani's uncle, who he was visiting with in Burlington, and he joins me now. Rich, thank you so much for joining us. I wonder first you could just give us an update on how your nephew is doing.
Well, thanks for having me and for a chance to talk about my nephew. He's demonstrating incredible resilience and strength, even sense of humor in the face of a really difficult time. As you mentioned, he did sustain a devastating injury, and his road to recovery is really long. And as we've been talking about it, there's sort of a couple facets of his recovery. One is, of course, medical and rehabilitation. The other is spirit and resilience. And in that department, we're confident Hisham's going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, I just want to read a little bit of the statement because he can't speak for himself that he released, and that was read at a vigil at Brown University where he's a student. It's a long statement and very moving. But one of the things he says is that it's important to recognize as part of a larger story that this hideous crime did not happen in a vacuum. As much as I appreciate and love every single one of you here today, I am but one casualty in this much wider conflict. Can you tell me about Hisham and his time at Brown? I've been so sort of taken with the image of these three young men and the fact that they go to school in the West Bank and then they're in New England at these very, fancy old American schools and living sort of these lives sort of across straddling this wide divide.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say all three of them are incredible young men. As you said, they were guests around our Thanksgiving table as they have in the past. And my wife and I have 5 sons. And we went to bed the night of Thanksgiving and actually said to one another how lucky and grateful we were to have these 3 young, impressive men set an example for our sons, in terms of their intellectual curiosity, their respectfulness, their kindness towards my sons. All weekend long, they were doing they were playing board games with my sons. They were playing ping pong with my boys. They were playing FIFA on the video games. As you said, they came to my 8-year-old twins' birthday party. What college juniors want to do that on their Thanksgiving break? But they did, and they were playing with our sons. And we got home from that party, and as you said, they decided to take a walk to get some fresh air. And out of nowhere, this hateful individual stepped out of the dark and opened fire.
I had read that Hisham's father, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is in the West Bank, right? had not wanted him to come home for break, thinking that obviously the situation there is very unstable and dangerous right now. And, you know, there's just something so horrifically ironic about that, obviously. I'm not saying something novel here, but just that he stayed in the, you know, the quiet and calm precincts of Burlington, Vermont, and this happened.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, my sister, you see her here with my nephew, has lived in the West Bank for the last couple decades. And I'm asked all the time, don't you worry about your sister? Don't you worry about your nephews and your niece living in under occupation in the West Bank? And of course I do. It's tragically ironic that they would come that he would come and his friends would come spend Thanksgiving in Burlington, Vermont, of all places, and this would happen to him. And I mean, I feel a great sense of shame and sadness. And it's, you know, Burlington, as you know, Chris, is a place that prides itself for being welcoming, diverse, inclusive, and so it's unfathomable for us. And I will say that the community here has really rallied behind us. We're feeling incredible sense of support from people here, and we're really grateful for that.
Yeah, and I got to say, as covering this conflict, you know, one of the struggles I think is sort of relating to different parts of the conflict, and it's just human nature that certain things will grab you. And as an alumni of Brown, and I've been very invested in your nephew and his friend's story just for that silly reason, that relatability. But we're just hoping the absolute best for him, Rich, and I hope you can keep us up to date about him and his recovery. And I really do hope I get to meet him at some point.
Thank you. I'll just say very quickly that Brown has been incredibly supportive. They've said, hey, whatever the problems, we'll take care of it. So
that's great to hear.